Welcome back to Northwest Cooks. I'm Nick Miles and I'm with Matt Robb here from the Fishwife. Matt, you actually do a lot of work in your kitchen that a kitchen of that size doesn't normally do, right?
That's true. We do a lot of charcuterie besides just all our normal cooking. We make our own pancetta, we make our own hams.
And you have some sturgeon here. Now you've cut it in half and you've put salt and pepper on each side, and now it's ready for that hazelnut crust. So what's the next stage?
So now what we're going to do is these are just whole eggs that I beat up, and we're going to just dip the fish in the egg and then press it in the hazelnuts and put it on the flat top grill. Now we'll just take our fish, and we're only going to crust the one side, so you want to just dip the top in. So make sure you get a good bit of egg on there. So then we just put it in our nuts here and just press it down.
Have a good smokage on here on the grill.
Yeah, you want this hot, and then you just put this right down. Now the big key with this now is that don't mess with it for about a good 10 minutes, because what will happen is your hazelnuts, the egg won't have coagulated, and that's what's holding the hazelnuts onto the fish.
Okay.
So if you turn it early, the hazelnuts will just fall right off.
Right. So this takes a minute to cook or so, and this is reducing, and of course the perfect opportunity for us to take a look at this week's mixology. Welcome to our mixology segment. We're here with Joshua from Beau Restabar, and he's going to use the Marionberry infused vodka from Indio Spirits to make a colada. Joshua, what do we need?
Well, I've got some chunks of pineapple here, 1-inch chunks of pineapple. You get about 4 of those. Toss them in your mixing glass. A few slices of lime, roughly half a lime, and a little coconut milk. Now we want to mash all that up with our muddler, get a nice consistency to it. And once everything's pulped, big shot of the Indio Marionberry vodka.
About how many ounces?
About as many as you need, but roughly 3, 4
ounces
or so. I've got a little dash of cranberry juice for color. When I first came up with this, it was whole Marionberries, but then Indio came out with this Marionberry vodka, and the flavor is fantastic, so you don't actually need the fresh berries for it.
Perfect.
You give that a vigorous shake. The coconut milk will get nice and frothy in there, so you want to make sure you shake it really good. Strain out all the pulp and ice, and then put a little fresh ice right on top of it.
Now that smell of coconut is radiating out. That's the Marionberry infused vodka from Indio into the colada. Thank you very much, Joshua. Matt, how far are we? So the fish is cooking. We're ready to make the second portion of the fish, which is the sauce. So you're melting a little butter in the pan.
I'm melting some butter, letting it heat up. And then we're going to go ahead and add some shallot in here and saute it. A little bit of parsley, and then what we'll do is we'll just add some white wine, some cream, and then the cheese, and let this cook down, reduce down together, and the cheese will thicken the sauce, and it becomes a really nice sauce.
Okay, so you're ready to go with your ingredients?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'll just reach across here and grab the shallots, which are right here. And we'll just go ahead and add these in. And then, of course, some salt and pepper. So, yeah, I'll just go ahead and give these lentils a quick stir here. And as you see, they're starting to reduce right down. And then we'll get some oil on this pan because we're going to finish the sturgeon in the oven. So these shallots are ready for some wine. Well, this is an Oregon Chardonnay from the Willamette Valley, and it's a wine we serve at the restaurant, and it's fairly dry wine. And I think when cooking, unless you're making a dessert sauce, you always want to use a dry wine. You don't want to use a sweet white wine like a Riesling. So now we're just adding some cream to this sauce, a good bit, because we want it to reduce down. So now I'm going to go ahead and check this fish. I imagine it's probably getting pretty close to ready. And you just want to be real careful when you turn it, and voila, nut crusted. And you want to start out with raw hazelnuts because, as you see, it cooks the nuts quite thoroughly when you grill it down. So now we'll just pop it on here, and we'll go ahead and throw it in the oven at 400 degrees.
All right, so our sauce is bubbling away.
So now at this point, we'll go ahead and add some gorgonzola cheese to the sauce. This is some gorgonzola cheese that we actually get from Cisco, which is a really nice product. It's an imported gorgonzola. And so we'll just break some of this into the sauce now. And the beautiful thing about gorgonzola compared to other blue, well, this is actually a green cheese, but other cheeses of its type is it melts much better than most blue cheeses.
All right, Matt, so adding to this dish, we have our sturgeon, which is in the oven. Our cream cheese sauce is cooking away, and our lentils are reducing. We're going to add a little bit of asparagus here, and you have a saute pan out. So we're just going to basically saute the asparagus?
Yeah, we're going to saute the asparagus in some olive oil and butter, and then right before we plate it, we'll just finish it with a little bit of lemon juice to give it a nice bright flavor. And then I have the asparagus here that I already blanched and cooled. You want to blanch it in a heavily salted water for about 1 to 2 minutes. So then we just add this right in the pan, some pepper, some salt. So when it gets to this stage, I just add a little bit of lemon juice.
All right, let's get the magic together. We can plate everything now. So I guess it's done in the oven?
It is. It's all set. I'll go ahead and grab it. Okay, so first what we'll want to do is go ahead and put some lentils down on our plate to start it off. They're nice and reduced.
I would be a very sad host of this show if I didn't point out that that sturgeon is actually sizzling.
Now we're going to go ahead and put some asparagus down on the plate. About like that. And then we will go ahead and put our fish on the plate. The sauce has developed a nice body. It's not too thick. Put a little bit over the fish here. And just let a little more pool around down here on the edge. And then this we will just go ahead and finish with some chopped red bell pepper.
Nice. Now, I'm hoping, my friend, that this will actually last through the commercial break, because when Northwest Cooks returns, we'll take a look at everything we've made on the show today.